Hello again, everybody. So today I wanted to share with you my scooter story. And what I mean by that is the origins of why I love Honda scooters, why I love the hobby, and also the reason why I have a channel today. When it comes down to these scooters, it goes back all the way to 1986 for me. As a kid growing up in the Midwest, Honda scooters were a very big part of the lives of kids in the day. Uh, a lot of kids had these. They drove in packs, and it was just a large part of the suburban life back then. And if you didn't have one, you wanted one, and you envied anybody who had one. They were just incredibly popular. They were the main part of transportation for most kids, and it was always Honda. Never any other brand. It was always Honda. So I remember walking into the Honda dealer with my brother, who's a good 6 years older than me. Drove me up there, and we had the newspaper in hand showing how they had the sprees on sale for $500. And that was still a lot of money back in 1986. And we basically, you know, had paper routes and we had things like that in order to earn money, staying around the neighborhood. So $500 was a lot of money. But we walked in and we saw the 86 Spree because they were still selling the 86 models in 87, and the 86 models were by far the model that sold the most out of all of the Sprees. Most of the kids had the 86 model, and I saw sitting there next to the 86 for sale was the new 87 model. Now the 87 here featured in black came with not only everything that the 86 had, but it also came with storage in the front for you to put things, which was very appealing to me because there was nowhere to put anything on the 86. So with the 87 having that front storage, it made it nice to be able to put your soda or your candy or whatever you were hauling. It gave you a place to do that. They came in three colors. They came in the black, the blue, and the red. And I just liked it because it was different than what everybody else had at the time. You know, most kids had the 86, and with the 87 being a little bit different, I figured, for the small money difference between $500 and $575, why not go with the new model instead of having the same thing as what everybody else had? Now, the Sprees, they are very interesting. Interesting that you didn't need a motorcycle license to ride it, you only needed a moped license. And most of the kids actually didn't even have that. All you needed to do is register it and put a sticker on the back of the bike, and then you could ride the bike legally if you just had a moped license. Well, being 14 at the time, I didn't have a moped license, and most of the kids that I rode with didn't have one either. Parents didn't care that that we were riding these illegally. I mean, we would ride in packs, and a very small percentage of us actually rode on them and had the license to be able to ride it legally. It's just amazing to think about this day and age, but that's just what happened. We rode around illegally on these bikes, and we had a great time doing it. So as I'm falling in love with the new 87 Spree because it's different, got those added changes, my brother says, "Come here and look at this one." And I remember turning my head and seeing the Elite 50 and saying, "What is that? That doesn't look like anything I've seen." Nobody had one of these. I remember sitting on it and the guy at the dealer saying, "This is brand new. We just got them in. These are the new Elite 50s." And I remember asking if it was still in the criteria of only needing a moped license, and he said, "Yep, that's all you need." And right away, my eyes did not even glance again at the Sprees. They went right towards the Elite 50s. And it came in two colors. It came in the red, or it came in the black and purple. And I actually own the black and purple now. I have it in quite a few of my videos. If you haven't seen, check those out. But when I was a kid, I actually had the red and gray one, and fell in love with it as a kid, and definitely that was the bike I had to have. Now, the Spree being $575 for the brand new 87 version, the Elite 50 jumped up to $650, which was quite a jump, but it was quite apparent which bike was better made. Between the two bikes, I really feel that the jump from the Spree to the Elite was one worthwhile. It was very easy to tell which bike had more quality put into it. The panels, much better paint, the seat, the ride, the suspension, everything about the Elite 50 just seemed to be improved when it came to that being compared to a Spree. They just didn't compare. Without beating up the Spree too much, because I do really like a Spree, I think when I rode it and I noticed the CVT transmission on how it gave you a gradual speed increase, and you could just tell there was more quality there in the ride than you could on the Spree. The Spree's more one-dimensional when it came to the throttle. The Elite 50 did come in an S model as well, and the S model jumped up to $725 from $650 for the regular Elite 50 model. That one, though, you were supposed to have a motorcycle endorsement in order to ride it, and that, of course, was something that my dad was not going to allow. So I ended up getting the regular Elite 50 model, but that was quite a difference, too, in price, another $75 to go up to the S. The one I have today is the S model. And the last bike, that's on two wheels anyway, that was sitting next to the Elite 50S was the Aero, and that bike just didn't have, I don't know, it just didn't seem like it had any style. I didn't care for it. I didn't like the storage on the side, and it was an easy decision to not buy that bike anyway, because you again needed to have a motorcycle endorsement in order to ride it. So it was easily canceled off my list, and my focus went back to the Elite 50. And the very last scooter that was sitting there that I didn't even realize was a scooter was the Gyro S. And they made the last gyros in 1986, but again, you could still buy it in 1987 at the dealer. And they had them sitting there. I want to say they were $12.99. And that's a little fuzzy for me on the price of that, because I actually, it had no appeal to me whatsoever. To me, it looked like something that somebody disabled needed to ride. I mean, that was kind of the way that I viewed it as an ignorant kid. But looking at it back then, I just didn't see it as something that people would ride around on. I didn't understand it. And I think that I wasn't alone, because that bike just did not sell well at all. They are very rare today. So if you do find one, good luck finding parts on it, and good luck maintaining it, because there's just not enough of those around in order to even make it worth it, in my opinion. I do see the appeal of the bike. I do see, because it's rare, but rare can be a negative as well, and I think it is a negative in this case. So it definitely, at the end of the day, wasn't a 86 Spree or an 87 Spree or an Aero 50 or a gyro that I picked. It was a 1987 Honda Elite 50. And you can see me on my Elite 50 the day I got it. It's a picture that I will always cherish. It was the first time I had rode the bike, and I had it from 1987 till 89, and I rode it over 2 full summers from the time I was 14, 15 years old until I bought a car. Put about 2,500 miles on it, which was quite a bit for living in the Midwest and having the winters where you couldn't ride a bike at all. So having it for 2 full summers was the most fun I think you could ever ask for. You know, those 2 years that I had with that scooter will always be very special to me. These Honda scooters are a reflection of the way I was as a kid, And I think that's why I covet them today, is because I want to own what I had as a kid. You know, a lot of folks, they want to buy the toys they had as kids. You know, it's just so that they can remember, you know, that you never grow up. And I think that's the way I feel about Honda scooters, is I just enjoy them and they make me feel young. And I really recommend, if you've never ridden one, to give it a try. They're a lot of fun. They don't have to go real fast. It's just something to ride around your neighborhood and enjoy life. Um, at the end of the day, it's something that makes me feel young, and I'll continue to make videos for you, and I hope you enjoy them. But that's going to do it for today. If you like my videos, please subscribe. Never any pressure there. As well as give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care, whatever you like. It doesn't matter to me either way. I enjoy making these videos, and I hope you enjoy watching them. And I'll see you again.